Hello my friends, and welcome to the metal shop. Today we're in the basement and we're working on cars. This is my wife's 2001 Miata SE Special Edition, and you can see I have it completely torn apart here. Really just cosmetic upgrades, nothing mechanical. I am going to change the spark plugs while I have the valve cover off. So I removed the valve cover, the heat shield from the headers, and the upper half of the intake manifold. The NB, the intake manifold, you can split into two pieces quite handily. The old NAs, removing the intake manifold in one piece fashion is a gigantic pain in the butt. So I removed these pieces to have them powder coated, and like I said, I will change the spark plugs while it's easy, while they're much more exposed with the valve cover off. So I opted to have my parts powder coated, and I've seen some guys paint the parts with very good results, do wrinkle black or wrinkle red on the valve covers. I don't know how durable that's going to prove to be over time. I have painted stuff wrinkle black textured in the past, intake manifold on an old Mustang, and it ended up flaking due to the heat. I've seen guys paint the heat shield before, and I can guarantee you that that will not last. Paint will not even the high heat paint will last on that. That part gets way too hot. My powder coater wouldn't even powder coat the heat shield. He said the heat for it will discolor the powder coat, and it may even flake off in some circumstances. So I went with a ceramic powder coat for the special ceramic heat treated coat for the I can think for the heat shield. I went with a ceramic powder coat for the intake manifold, and just regular powder coat for the valve cover gasket. They are over here. So you can see the valve cover. I went with a really nice wrinkle red finish, some kind of deep desert canyon red or something like that. They had literature showing this is the same color used on Ferraris. Now Ferraris used to do this wrinkle coat, way back into the 60s, and it just looks fantastic. See, the powder coater did a great job taping stuff off, and it came out just looking fantastically. And this is extremely durable, and what you don't have to worry about, like you do with paint, is when you go to bolt it down with the paint, you're going to flake off in this area. It's going to flake off even in the low torque specs for the valve cover bolts. The powder coating will not flake off. So you can see that came out just great. On to the heat shield, and this is, what is the color of the finish? It's not titanium, something like that. You can see that came out really well. Again, that's the ceramic treated. He did it inside and out. So really, like I said, just for appearance, that's going to look great. I can't remember what the color is. It's kind of a really deep gray. And there's the upper half of the intake manifold, and all I had there is they cleaned it, sandblasted it, and clear coated it, because I wanted it to match the lower half, just to be really nice and clean. So, and I will just do a quick little update to the video, maybe a little snap of the fingers when these pieces are on the engine. So I actually have the Miata. It's in the basement of the metal shop, and you see I got the double doors there, and those are so the rough opening for the doors is 72 inches. Miata, with the mirrors folded in, is 66 inches wide. So I had to remove the doors, and you'd think that extra 6 inches, 3 inches to a side, would be plenty of room. It is tight. It's tight, let me tell you. I got it in here, but another obstacle in the way is, you see I have a propane tank right out there, so I couldn't come in at a straight shot, which would have made things much easier. Let me just take a minute or two, and I can gripe about the weather. This sucks. It's March 25th. It snowed today. We got another inch or so of wet snow. It didn't really accumulate on the roads. It accumulated on top of other snow, of course, and on the lawns and stuff. But about 10 days ago, we got socked with 18 to 20 inches of snow. I mean, that was March 14th. This is ridiculous. I've had enough. You know, we had, I don't know how many days of 50-degree weather. We had 8 or 10 days of 50-degree weather, end of February, beginning of March, and we all thought we'd turn the corner, but not the case. And I hate people in the rest of the world that say, if you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes because it'll change. They say that in Alaska, they say that in Texas. Well, that's bullshit. Stop co-opting our phrase. That's New England. New England, if you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes, it's going to change. We coined the phrase. That's where it was used first. Stop co-opting our phrase with your weather. And I just certainly don't want to hear it in Texas or someplace where it's really nice. All right? Winter sucks, so on. Thanks for watching. Like I said, I'll tack on a little update on the end once I get those parts bolted onto the engine. Thanks always for watching. Please give me a thumbs up. Hit subscribe. Hello, my friends. As promised, the money shot. So, through the television magic, what took you 5 seconds to see took me, the better part of 3 hours. Not terribly difficult, just, you know, taking my time and figuring stuff out that I took apart, you know, a month ago or whatever. Believe it or not, the heat shield down in there is probably the biggest pain in the ass. That thing is held in place with 6 bolts and 3 studs. And some of that stuff is pretty deep down in there and hard to get. So, I mean, didn't take the longest, but it was definitely the biggest pain in the ass. So, alright, you can see the valve cover, and this is obviously it's the NB. It has some kind of oil bath. I don't know what that is, if that's positive crankcase ventilation. There's some sort of screening in there that, you know, it sends oil, you know, from down low in the engine up to the top. I don't know, maybe that's to help with oiling of the engine, I'm not sure. So in there you can see the difference between the top portion and the bottom portion of the manifold. The engine's still very dirty. Could use a good good detailing, good cleaning, and I'll do that. You know, what's the point of putting these nice parts on there if the rest of it's all dusty and dirty? I did blow through one tube of this Permatex gasket maker. You got to use it in the corners of the valve cover, and that's an older one I had, and I didn't even realize that I'm pushing it through the top. It's really hard. Next thing I know, it's squidgied out all over my hands. Thank God I had these latex gloves on. Anyway, thanks a lot, Permatex. Anyway, so hope you enjoy this little addendum to the video, the money shot of the powder coated parts on the wife's 2001 Miata SE NB model. As always, thank you for watching. Please give me a thumbs up. Hit subscribe if you are so inclined. Thank you, my friends.